ANC National Chairperson Gwede Mantashe says the Public Protector has entered the political space. He's echoing the words of South African Communist Party Solly Mapaila, who says Busisiwe Mkhwebane is being influenced by politicians. Mantashe also questioning why she's only going after Gavin Watson's donation to President Cyril Ramaphosa and not others who campaigned for the ANC presidency. Samkele Maseko filed this report.
There were 7 presidential candidates in the ANC. He's not interested in any of them except one. That is political. If he is really interested to follow a question of fundraising for campaigning in the party, not in government, in the party, which I don't think is in their jurisdiction, but fine. But if there's an interest on that, she would have investigated 7 of them.
The political tussles in the ANC are now in full swing, and presidential campaign monies have taken center stage. Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane is being accused by ANC National Chairperson Gwede Mantashe of participating in factional politics.
The Public Protector is a Section 9 institution. If it behaves delinquently, that should be followed formally and be engaged. There are times when you think that she has occupied a political space that does not belong to her. But we must find a way of dealing with that. That's why we're in politics.
The Reserve Bank's nationalization is also a hot potato. Mantashe has taken aim at Ekurhuleni Mayor and ANC Regional Chairperson Mzwandile Masina, who's been very vocal on Twitter about the topic.
To wake up because somebody is making a lot of noise from Ekurhuleni. They say, hi, now we declare the Reserve Bank nationalized. No, you don't do that. You do that, take proper steps, systematic, and implement the resolution.
Mantashe says the Reserve Bank will be nationalized and they have 5 years to implement the Nasrec Conference resolution. Samkele Maseko, Boksburg, Ekurhuleni.
Angelo Greasy has agreed to settle out of court. This after he used the K word in an audio clip. The former Busasa executive will pay 200,000 rand to the Barney Mokgatle Foundation. Greasy was also ordered to issue an unconditional apology. His attorney says some of Gavin Watson's family members could also face action for disseminating hate speech. Daniel Witt says they recorded Greasy without his knowledge and could be prosecuted.
The Human Rights Commission, when we met with them prior to agreeing to the settlement, they asked us how the recording came about of Mr. Greasy. And we informed them that the recording was done without his permission and unlawfully by members of the Watson family in his private residence. Now, if you look at the Equality Act, it's very clear that a person is a person who disseminates hate speech, which Mr. Greasy did not do, but rather the members of the Watson family did, are the people who should be held accountable. So my colleague from the Human Rights Commission has informed me that they will be pursuing action against those members of the Watson family.
Cape Town's murder rate has jumped to a whopping 2,302 in the last 6 months. Most are gang-related murders, and it seems law enforcement agencies are having a hard time stemming the tide. They are now once again brainstorming to put an end to the terror on the Cape Flats.
There will be that regular meetings between the Metro Police and SAPS must be reinstituted. It must be, we can't afford to play little political games. The functionality of the priority committees, and those committees we have seen has been dysfunctional up to now, or didn't operate optimally. They're getting that back. That's a key point where we can discuss a whole lot of these blockages around a whole lot of issues. My proposal at the Bosberaad coming up is to have all 10 governments, all 10 departments, to see what is it that they can bring from their department into fighting crime. Now, if I say fighting crime, I'm talking about a broader concept of safety, into assisting with safety.
Not in the interest of justice. That was the magistrate's words to murder-accused Zinhle Maditla as she was denied bail. The 25-year-old accused faces 4 counts of premeditated murder after confessing to killing her children with rat poison. Slindelo Masikane was in court.
applicant's application for bail, it is denied or it is dismissed.
Magistrate Mdumseni Mavuso believes the state has a strong case against Zinhle Maditla. He says she didn't present any exceptional circumstances warranting her release. But he's raised concerns around her confession.
The fact remains that confession was taken in hospital. The confession is questionable.
Maditla's family members say they respect the court's decision.
As family, we are disappointed because we wanted for her to get bail and come out and be with us and give her more support. But yes, we are very disappointed indeed. Anger is still there, but not as much because now we're starting to forgive her and trying to just get over what happened and just be there for her because we've lost our grandkids. We're going to lose her, so we just need to support her and see what's the outcome of the kids.
The community where the crimes took place is still shaken.
Ever since this tragedy happened, to us as a community, it's been difficult to cope with, but we are praying and hoping that such things will never happen in the community again.
A psychiatric evaluation has deemed Maditla fit to stand trial. Her lawyer has revealed a possible defense, though. He wants to argue that while Maditla may have been sane when she committed the murders, she could have been suffering from an emotional disturbance that eliminates criminal liability.
The indictment has been served and the matter is now transferred to the High Court sitting in Middelburg for Maditla's trial, which is set to start in September. Slindalo Masigan, Emalahleni in Mpumalanga.
Police have identified 3 of the 5 homeless men killed in Pretoria parks. They all fell victim to a so-called Nocturnal Prowler while asleep. Police are appealing to anyone with information to come forward.
3 of the 5 victims have been identified, but police are still keeping their cars quite close to their chest, Jeremy, citing the fact that the case is at a sensitive stage. They are saying that they're in the process of tracking down the families of the 3 men. They are also saying that the men were identified through the intelligence services, and there has not been any arrests as yet. Police are not saying it's a serial killer, but they are calling this attacks or these mysterious killings, to do with a nocturnal prowler, suggesting that they are looking at a single person who is responsible for the crimes. But they have given caution to the media, saying that they will not be giving any information about this case. We also heard from forensic pathologists last week telling us, Jeremy, that police are likely to not give out information at this stage because the person or people that are responsible for these crimes are just like you and me, watching the television and listening to the radio and, of course, reading newspapers. So they want to minimize the sort of amount of information that is out there.
Some lighter news when we return. Limpopo's Ndlovu Youth Choir wins over American hearts and fans across the world after a stellar performance. You're watching Week in One.